in every economy, cash flow is king. But then it doesn't mean that you should keep cash in your hands or in the bank. Every cash you leave in the bank is losing value every day. As long as inflation and other things continue to persist, your money is losing value. But what is the remedy to all of this? How about investments that can help you hedge over inflation and continue to have your cash and grow to that place of wealth that you desire? This is what we are going to be looking at. What are the 8 investments that you can venture into now and make lots of money? Join me on the other side.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
All right, you are welcome back. I want to say thank you for you showing up every time you show up on the call. We want to appreciate you. And for those of us that maybe this is your very first time of joining us, this is the presentation. It's been some couple of days now. It's a 90 days presentation on financial intelligence for smart parents. And for you to have received it, I'm sure one of the smart parents must have sent it to you. So you will do yourself a lot of good if you can click on the subscribe button so that you can have access or you can get referred to the previous videos or presentations that we've had in the past. We talked about goal setting, the mindset of a financially intelligent parent, what you need to teach your children early, and a lot more like that we have done. So by clicking on the subscribe button, you'll be able to have access, you'll be able to see those previous videos and also share it. Now, if you have been watching, I think it's high time for you to click on the share button also and send it to your friends. Let them know that we've started on this journey once again. Today's topic is going to be an awesome one that once you can get it, it will be a very good roadmap for wealth creation for you, for your family, and especially your children. So what are we talking about? We are talking about the investment, what you should put your money in so that your money is not idle. Now, there are 4 things that you should, as a financial intelligent parent, 4 things that you should know about money, about wealth creation. 1, you should understand the term called income. The other one you should understand is the one we call expenditure. The third is the one we call assets. The fourth is liability. And the 5th is cash flow. Although we call it the 5th and the 6th, but at times the compound word cash flow. Now, I said at the beginning that in any economy, cash flow is king. In the last videos when we were discussing about assets and things, and I was saying that the house that you built is not an asset but a liability. Some person said, why? But house is an asset and things. In this training, I'm going to be going further to make you understand what an asset is. we're going to be talking basically about assets that will generate income for you. We are going to be talking about where your money should be this time around. Your money has nothing doing in the bank. For every time your money remains in the bank, it loses value. Some people say, well, I like to keep my money in the bank because it's going to be safe and things. I tell you, your money is not safe in the bank. It erodes in value every moment. Every moment, the value is eroding. As long as government continues to print more money, as long as there is inflation, as long as there is devaluation, your money is going away. So, what do you need to do? I'm going to be giving you this as a chartered accountant, investment advisor, and a life coach. I'm going to be showing you the areas where you need to plow in your money, even in this year. So let's go as I take you through this presentation. Here we go. Cash flow from 8 assets in Nigeria for 2025. This we apply. I'm giving you these 8 assets that you are going to be listening to. You can apply them even in the next 10 years, not just for 2025. They remain relevant even in the next 10, 15, 20 years going. So it is new whenever you are listening to it. So talking about that, let's look at what are assets, by the way. In financial and economic terms, assets are resources or items of value owned by an individual, business, or entity. Even countries, they own assets. Now, what makes them assets is that they generate income, provide future benefits, or they can be converted into cash. I want you to take note of this. They generate income. Whatsoever you have that can generate income for you is an asset. So, before you argue, is the house that I'm staying in an asset or not? The question is it generating money for you? Is it generating an income for you? 2, is it going to provide future benefit? When we say future benefit, I can be staying in a house today, and my plan will be I'm going to move to another house and let this house out for rentals so that I can take rental income from it. Then it is an asset, or it can be converted to cash. You know, there are some assets that you have that you say, okay, give me this, I need this cash, let me play it for this asset. So I think that is clear. So the other thing you want to know about assets is that assets can be tangible. That is, they can be physical or they can be intangible. When we say intangible, it means they are not physical. You should understand that assets play a crucial role in wealth creation and financial stability. You want to pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything you need to pay attention to in your quest in increasing your wealth, is acquisition of assets. If you desire to buy a car, that money, look at how you can put that money, plow it into an asset that will generate an income. The income generated from that asset can now be used to buy the car. You see, when you begin to think this way, it is the mindset of the rich. The rich man has money. His first thought is not to go and buy a Lamborghini, to go and buy buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. That is why when you see some young persons, when they are first hands on wealth or money, the first thing they are buying liabilities. And before you know it, all the money is gone. The rich man will put his money in asset. So talking about assets, and in Nigeria today, in Nigeria and other African countries, in fact, this applies to every part of the world. But I'll be speaking specifically about Nigeria and Africa. So what are the assets that you can begin to look at? Why is it that you don't have to keep money? You know, when I see somebody say, I have 10 million naira in my account, do you know how much? I have 100 million naira in my account. I just look at if this person is not financially intelligent. If you are financially intelligent, you will know that the money that you should have in your account should not exceed or just a little bit above your monthly spend. Get it? The money that you should have in your account should not exceed or slightly above your monthly spend. Then where should I keep all the money? One of the reasons why you don't have to keep cash is that inflation erodes the value of your cash. Inflation, as we speak currently, in the Nigeria, inflation hitting double digits, heavy double digits figure in the 20s. Now, also currency devaluation. Now, presently, you see the IMF putting pressure on Nigeria to devalue their currency, saying that, to attract importation and all these stuffs. So when new notes are being printed, that's more money is coming into circulation. What will happen? The existing one will lose, the existing currency, the existing amount of money in the market will lose their value. Now, just understand this. When we talk about, inflation is totally different from devaluation. When you talk about devaluation, now, why are some items priced as expensive? Because they are limited in resources. The moment you can get more and get more, the value of that thing begins to reduce. When there's need for cash, the government can say, print more money. And the more we print, the lower the value of the power of the lower the value of the currencies in your hand. The low returns on savings. If you decide to put your money in the bank, you are making the returns is very small, maybe 3% or thereabout per annum. Then talk less of the bank charges. Oh my God. Bank charges is another crazy thing. And then increase financial inclusion and investment platform. So when we are having investment platform and things, what will your money be doing in the bank? So let's check them out. What are the things that you need to be putting your money in now? Number one, stocks and equities. You see, stocks and equities is one area that a lot of persons are ignorant about. In our clan, in our environment, once something happens at a time, everybody runs away and says, no, this thing is not going to work again. I remember some couple of years ago when everyone was buying shares, buying stock, and then there was a kind of glut, and then the market collapsed. And once the market collapsed, a lot of persons that had huge money in that market, they lost their money. And because of that, they said, no, even people don't even want to, when you talk about stock, shares, nobody wants to listen to you again. But let me tell you, whether you like it or yes, the Nigerian Stock Exchange offers opportunities in sectors like the financial services, consumer goods, industries, with ongoing and just with the ongoing economic reforms, there is kind of long-term investors gain and benefit as far as the stock market is concerned. Let me even shock you. Do you know that the Nigeria All Share Index outperformed indexes like S&P 500 in the United States in 2024? Just look at it. That's what you are seeing there. In the year 2024, the Nigerian Stock Exchange did about 37.65%, while the S&P did about 23%. Now, the S&P 500 is the average stock index of the average stock prices of the top 500 companies in the US. That index is always climbing. And most of the time, I always advise people invest in S&P 500. But come to think of it, Nigeria's all share index doing 37%. All you need to do, but it's the thing, I don't have 100,000, I don't have so much money to go and put in the stock. Let me tell you, that's not true. All you need to do is to get a broker. A broker will advise you on which shares to buy. Don't just sit down there and somebody say, go and buy Coca-Cola, go and buy this, go and buy. No, for you to even participate as a trader or you want to buy for keeps, you need the service of a broker. So the broker will select the best portfolios for you to put in your money. You'll be surprised. With as low as 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, you can participate well in this aspect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to begin to think about it. Get to the nearest broker. You don't know a broker, go to your bank. For most of the banks, they offer these services. So you can get the service of one to help you in registering and picking the right stocks for yourself. I tell you, it will perform very well. All right. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is real estate. Real estate is another fountain of money as far as Nigeria is concerned. Not only in Nigeria, everywhere in the world. But with urbanization now, a lot of things are happening. Modern houses are being built, more residential houses are being built. That gives room for serious growth in the real estate industry. Ladies and gentlemen, have you even thought of it? Over 220 million Nigerian citizens now. And Nigeria is said to be one of the fastest growing populations in the world. In the next couple of years, our population by 2030 or thereabout, 2035, our population would have doubled. Where are these people going to live? Which house will they stay? Does it not tell you that if you begin to think in the area of real estate, you are going to make good money? I was going around looking at some real estate properties recently, and in some certain areas, I saw some very good properties that will give you very, very good return on investment. Now, this will bring me to say this. For many of us, when you are hearing this thing, you say, oh, this is just for the rich. I don't have money for that. I've not even built a house. We are talking of real estate. Let me tell you this. You can venture into it. You see, we are in an era of information technology. Information technology. An era where you sell information. You sell information to people. People pick the information, they run with it, and you make commission for it. So you can get this information. We're talking about real estate, we're talking about stock, we're talking about this. You can get all this information and put up even a proposal letter to that uncle, to that aunt, to that businessman that you know. Put something up to them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's think outside the box. Don't allow your current situation to limit your thinking. You can own a real estate without having anything down. Nothing down. Say, how is that possible? Think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. There's somebody in that your environment. There's somebody within 6 degrees to you, 6 degrees of persons to you, that has money to play around with, to invest in, but does not have this information that you have. If you can provide this information and put it in a good and proper manner, you'll be surprised at what you can achieve. So let's go on. Just wanted to put that down so that some persons are not switched off that say this is just for the rich. All right. So having said that, you want to look at the statistics on the you want to look at the statistics on the screen. Because of time, I will not be able to go really deep down. Now, the next one that you should be putting your money instead of putting it in the bank is Treasury bills and government bonds. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last few years, between the year 2022, 2024, a lot of things that this market has been performing well, doing almost the government bonds doing about 22.35, Treasury bills in that same category, the mutual funds also performing very, very well. Now, you know, one of the reasons why Treasury bills and government bonds are very great is because they are government securities. They will not fail. If it fails, government has failed. Do you understand that? If it fails, government has failed. And government uses it as an instrument most of the time to mop off money from the market. So it's one area, and it does not cost, it does not require so much thing to do. You can just walk to your bank and tell them that you want to buy Treasury bills. Just ask like a layman, there's something, I want to buy treasury bills, I want to invest in the mutual funds. They're going to direct you to the right person to talk to. I tell you, with as low as 15, 20, 30,000, you can start even the mutual funds. You'll be surprised. Some of those things, you just think when you hear about them, you think they are so big, the amount you need is so much. No, small amounts. Just move that money. Move it. You can move it from your savings or your current account and move it to the investment account of the same bank that you are operating with. All right. So the next one that we'll be talking about is agriculture. This is my favorite of all of them. Agriculture is one aspect where you can put in your money. Especially maybe you are listening to this from the diaspora. You are looking for a business to do. You can go into agriculture. Agriculture remains a backbone of the Nigerian economy. Investing in cash crop, mechanized farming, or agro processing will tap into both local and agriculture remains the backbone of the Nigerian economy. Investing in cash crop, mechanized farming, or agro processing will tap into both local and export markets, benefiting from government incentives in the sector. Just look at the statistics of example of profitable because when we talk about agriculture, everybody is thinking the hoe and cutlass. No, that is, agriculture has gone beyond that. We have agriculture and we have agribusiness. We have agriculture and we have agribusiness. A lot of people are making stupendous kind of money from agribusiness. So it just depends on which part of the value chain that you want to belong to. So if you want, quickly because of our time, I just look at the one, if you look at this, the value chain here, see catfish farming, 35 to 50% return on investment. Snail farming. Snail farming is one of the best things that you can do. I tell you, the rate at which this thing produces, the kind of money, and the beautiful thing about this is that you don't need a big farm to do snail. You could just rent, especially maybe I'm talking to those of us in the diaspora now who wants to come to invest in Nigeria. This is something that you can do. All you need is you have a trusted hand that will help you to oversee. And part of the service that we do in Rich Vision, we do the oversight. We help investors to have a kind of oversight function on their investment in Nigeria. Maybe you invested, you have a farm, you give us the oversight function. Maybe you have people there, we do see it for you and help you to see that at least what they are reporting to you is exactly what is on ground. So when you talk about the agriculture, the snail business, ladies and gentlemen, just at the back of your house, you can start this snail business. Start it, and do you know how they multiply? One single snail can give up to 600 eggs in a single time. One. So you can imagine if you have 10, 20 of them, start with 10 or 20 of them, you can imagine how fast it will grow. And you know there are needs for exports now. They are making a lot of money via the exportation of this wonderful thing. And there are a lot of other things like that. We have piggery, we have poultry, and many more like that you can put your money inside. That money should not be sitting in the bank. Whether you are in the country or outside the country, you have that money, don't let it sit in the bank. As a matter of fact, there are some of these things that you don't need to go to maybe Lalate, to the Abules or to the interiors. You can do it in the city. Just get a good land space. You can even rent a house because of it. Rent a 3-bedroom flat and do it, and you'll be doing this. I tell you, it's a fantastic opportunity. Now, the other one that I love so much is gold and other precious metal. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot overtalk on gold. I love this precious metal. Gold and silver, they are God's money. They never lose value. They are always appreciated. As a matter of fact, in the last year, 2024, I don't know as at the time you'll be listening to this, gold appreciated by over 24%. And you see, it's always increasing. Anytime there's an issue internationally, do you know what? The rich men take a safety haven in gold. In gold. So, like I always advise the people that I kind of, give financial advice to, I tell them, instead of you having a millionaire start in an account, why don't you use that 1 million naira and buy gold? Now, you may not have the opportunity of getting it in bars like this. You can get it in form of bracelets, neck chain. Or you are not planning to start wearing chain up and down. That's you. If that is not your own this thing, it is not. You won't start because you want to start investment to now go and be where what you are buying it for is what you call as a store of value. As a store of value. So when you buy it, you keep it. And when you are buying those kind of gold, you get the ones that are of 21 to 22 carats. I tell you, 1 gram of gold now is over 100,000. I remember, I always say, 1 gram of gold, I know it very well because that was when I bought my wedding ring and things. That period, a gram of gold was 1,400 naira. 1,400 naira. That same gram of gold now is now over 100,000 naira. You can imagine the appreciation over the period of 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, as a store of value, you can buy it. The risk that people have is when you buy it and you begin to announce, I have so. Then you are putting yourself at a risk. But you can buy it and keep it in your bank. You can buy it and keep it somewhere in the house that nobody knows. You don't need to go and put a gold trinket so that everybody knows that you have it. Who are you advertising for? You want to keep this thing, you can buy it and just stuff it inside one shoe, inside one socks, inside one room, inside the children's room. And every month, you make sure that instead of me keeping the 1 million naira, I earn an extra 1 million naira every month. Instead of me keeping it in the bank, I want to just use it to buy gold. We can still give you further advice on this area. Then the next one is exchange traded fund, what we call ETFs. ETFs are another wonderful set of assets that you should put your money into. ETFs, they offer diversification across sectors. When we talk about ETFs, exchange traded funds, just like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and so on, which is a kind of portfolio of stocks. Just like I said, S&P 500 is the portfolio, is the average price index of the top 100, top 500 stock in the US. Now, in Nigeria also, we have ETFs. We have other way. There's what we call Stanbic CETF 30. This one measures the top 30 performing shares in the stock market. They put them together. You know why this ETF seems to be good is this. You see, when they say 30 top performing companies in Nigeria, anytime one of them falls short of performance, another one that is performing replaces it. So the average rate of that basket is maintained over a very long period of time. So ETF is something that you want to consider also. You can get more of those information from your bankers. Now the other one that quickly, the second to the last one is startups and venture capital. One thing I want you to do, one way you can invest is this. Look out for business people, start-up companies. Watch them and partner with them at their early startup levels. There are a lot of companies. I remember when MTN came to Nigeria and they were trying to raise money from the banks and things, and the banks were turning them down. No, you don't have track record and things. But by the time they started, oh my God, now banks are queuing up in front of their house to collect money. They will have partnered. So If you can identify a startup, especially in the fintech area, the health tech and logistics area, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a lot of movement of goods from one place to another. Look, note this. We are in the era of e-commerce, where people will not be going to the market again, but they'll be using delivery system to deliver goods, to order for goods and things. If you begin to have interest in logistics company, in fintechs at their early stage, you will invest, buy into their shares. Tell them you want to buy, I'm not borrowing you money. I want to buy into your shares. You will start with them and you will make a lot of money when they grow. But just like every other investment, it has its ups and downs. Some survive, some fail. But what if they survive? That would be a good one for you. The last but not the least, which I want you to pay attention to, is the one we call education and skill-based businesses. Oh my, oh my. This is one place that there's tons of money if you know how to invest, if you know what to look out for. Nigeria's population statistics as of 2024 is about 225 million, making it the most populous country in Africa. The annual growth rate is approximately 2.5%, adding about 5.6 million people annually. By 2050, it is estimated that Nigerian population will surpass 400 million. Can you imagine? Becoming the third most populous country globally after India and China. This surge in population creates a continuous demand for education. Have you thought of this? All these children that are being given birth to, many of them will go to school. And do you know that the schools that we have presently, they are not enough. From kindergarten, good schools, go to, at least I know some very good schools around me. Every time they tell you that they are filled up, they are filled up. So maybe you are in the diaspora or you are thinking of a business model to do. Think of establishing a very good school. Not just put this thing. Look at a very good model school, model that school and do something great. Look at the universities that are coming up. And the universities, they are always, I went to some of the universities in this year, and most of them meet and overshoot their quotas. They start rejecting students. If that is one area you want to look at. Now, yours might not be the formal sector. Yours might be in the other sector, just like the skills acquisition. You can set up an educational place where people will learn coding, software development, AI and data analysis. Do you know that this is the market of tomorrow? This is the market of tomorrow. And people are seeking for skills. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to go and learn it for heaven's sake. All you need to do is, can you provide a space? Can you create a good learning environment? And then you employ teachers, people that are skilled in that area, to come do the training for you. You provide the facilities. It's a very good, and people are ready to pay. So this is one in the healthcare, medical assistance, technician, healthcare services, agriculture. A lot of people who are teaching people on the agri-business now. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship, small business management, and e-commerce. On the internet now, you see a lot of people training on entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no excuse. The opportunities are enormous. If you are gaining something right now, I just want you to type, I am gaining value. I am gaining something. Just type it in the comment section. Type it in the comment section quickly. Type it in the comment section that I am gaining something. You don't need to have the money. You can get the knowledge, do more research about it, and then you begin to look for who can partner with you. Ladies and gentlemen, look for a need. The best way to predict the future is to create it, according to Peter Drucker. Create the future you want to see. Begin to create that future. How do you create that future? Look at what is that need that is around you. Check out what is that area of need that is around you, in your environment, and you begin to work to fill that gap. I tell you, there's so much opportunity. Some of the things that we help people to do in Real Vision is when you want to set up, we help you with your business plan. We can help you do a very good business plan that investors will be willing to partner with you. That is part of what we do as financial professionals. And also for fintech areas, we have our Real Vision Cooperative, where you can begin to look at how to raise. You want to start a business, you can begin to think on how to raise business capital from the Real Vision Cooperative. A lot of things, as we keep on going, will be bringing out to you on how we can all live successful life as financially intelligent parents. I want to say a big thank you for being on the call. Perhaps you listened thus far and you have not yet clicked the sign up button. Maybe you've been listening to me and you are yet to click the subscribe button. Now, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Oh my God, do it now. There's so much value you are getting, and there is still so much more. Do it now, and I'll be glad to see you in the next training. Click, share to your friends. Let a lot of people get to know about this. And I tell you, we will all celebrate. Thank you once again for listening. It's your friend and partner, Olushola Popola. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm